Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Just Open It, the YouTube series in which I open recently acquired action figures. My name is Russ. Thank you for watching this series. Today I'm excited to implement an innovative technology in the presentation of my opening these action figures. The Tablemate. Ooh. With this cutting-edge technology, I could present to you an action figure opening experience where the figure is in plain view and I don't have to edit this video. This is a single take, one shot, done YouTube series. And believe you me, I've learned from a recent experience that this is not a series in which I can go back and refilm an episode. If I open an action figure, it's open. So if I say something during that process or I feel like that video quality just doesn't match my already moderate standards, then that episode simply will not see digital air, so to speak. And so it is with Just Open It. But today, I'm excited to present Star Trek's The Borg Queen, recently acquired at auction, the same one I mentioned in the last episode with Death Hug Dean. From the Tick. I also acquired this figure. $5 is the price tag on her bubble, though I can tell you that I acquired this action figure at $1.75. So I am opening it with no guilt. Presumably this has very little value on the secondary market, but because it's a next generation character that I don't have on my shelf, I was excited to find her and add her to Captain Picard and crew's Rogues Gallery on my action figure shelf. Star Trek The Next Generation is certainly the series that sucked me into the world of sci-fi as a kid. In fact, the first episode I ever saw, I think, is called Remember Me. And in it, Dr. Beverly Crusher, is witnessing the Enterprise crew slowly disappearing. But reality seems to be warping around those disappearances as well. So the other crew members don't realize that the crew is dwindling. She's the only one that realizes that there are less and less people on the ship. Until finally, it's just her and Captain Picard. And she asks him, don't you think it's weird that there's a ship here that can accommodate like 2,000 people, but there's just the two of us on board? And he responds very rationally, well, we do engage in planetary rescue missions and so on, so it makes sense that we would have this big ship to ourselves in the meantime. And then he agrees to give in to her delusions and investigate until he finally also disappears. And I won't spoil the end for you if you're watching Next Generation on YouTube, but it was a concept that fascinated me, that captured my imagination as a kid, and sucked me into the series. And so ever since, I've been a Star Trek fan. I've gone back and watched the original series. I've watched some of Deep Space Nine, almost all of Voyager, and certainly all of the movies. I've kind of tapered off after that. I wasn't really into Enterprise. I can't say I'm really into Discovery. I certainly watched season 1 of Picard, and Lower Decks is something that's on my queue to watch. But I would consider myself a Star Trek fan, very casually in comparison to many others. But in this case, how many of you can say that you have the Borg Queen action figure, and that in 2021 you're excited to open it? I certainly can, and I certainly will right now. This is from Specialized Warp Factor Series 5. I don't know what that means. I don't know if there was a Specialized Warp Factor Series 1 through 4 preceding this, but very minimal card art on the back as well. So again, I'm opening this with little guilt. The packaging means nothing. It's the figure inside that I'm most excited about. So, without further ado, Star Trek's Borg Queen. Engage! And perhaps because of years of sitting in storage, the bubble removes itself from the backing very easily. Look at that pristine removal here. If I wanted to keep this, I could, but I'm not going to. Here's the figure stand, which I think will be necessary here. I have the Playmates Star Trek The Next Generation figures, at least the first wave, and then some select characters from the following waves, and they all came with stands like this, so I'll be interested to see if this is the same stand that that original Borg figure from that series, from that wave, came with. I think it is. So there's the stand. Borg Queen. In hand. Ooh. There she is. Let's see how many points of articulation we're dealing with here. Interestingly, not at the shoulders, but at the bicep, the upper arm. So she could do like that. She can't do like that. And that's bizarre. Oh, interesting. Can she come out of this? If you remember from the movie in which she premiered, Star Trek First Contact, the Borg Queen's head and upper torso was lowered into this Borg body. And because this is loose, I'm wondering if she could be removed from it. Let me see if there are instructions on the back here. Not that I see. So how bizarre that it would just allude to that. Kind of gross, actually. But, okay. Oh! Whoa! She came out! Ew! And there's her spinal column that remains. So yeah, in Star Trek First Contact, she's dramatically entering the scene by being lowered onto some cable. And then I'm recreating it here, and then just drops into her bodice here. How did I do that, though? Ah, okay. Oh, okay, there we go. So then she was lowered in here like that, and then... So, ooh, kind of creepy. But I dig it. Let's see what her accessories are here. We have something that looks like an arm attachment. So I'm assuming maybe her hand. I'm assuming something can be removed so I could apply this. There's a peg here as if it could be attached to her arm or leg, but I'm not seeing where this would go. So this might be something that was from a previous Borg action figure that they just included obligatorily so she had accessories. So that's weird. Okay, it says on the back of her package, mechanical arm, prosthetic device equipped with tools and weapons. And then this is a power regulator, a Borg energy controlled device. And then here's a systems performance monitor. So this, I presume, she could hold. But not very easily. So clearly, there we go, there's something. Clearly she was a figure constructed because of the popularity of this character, but not necessarily one that was given a lot of interactive ability with her accessories. And I'm not even sure what her scale is like compared to the other next generation action figures I have. But I'm very excited to have her in my collection, especially now knowing that I can reenact her dramatic entrance at any time. And I could always recreate the scene where she blows on the flesh that they applied to Data's skin or whatever, his android skin. Very interesting here. But oh, and then it doesn't look like she'd really need the stand, but with the stand, she is displayed quite easily here. I don't think there's a lot of, like I said, interplay with the accessories. They're just more for show. I don't see any holes or anything here in her sculpt that would allow me to attach these, nor is that depicted on the packaging that I could do that if I wanted to. So I'm just going to presume, again, they're for show. They'll go in my weapons bucket and probably ultimately never be seen again. But certainly one of the Enterprise's most challenging foes, and now the latest addition to my collection, Star Trek's The Borg Queen, opened and ready for play. Thank you very much for watching this episode. I really appreciate it. We have some exciting action figures coming to you in the near future, including figures from the Masters of the Universe Origins line, the latest Ghostbusters line that's out there on the pegs right now. I have more Tick action figures to open and more Star Trek action figures to open. There's a lot to do here as I look at the pile of toys in my living room and I say to myself, just open it! I'll catch you next time.